All red.
Yes. We look nice.
We look nice.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of
Well, you're going too fast. Welcome to another episode of Driving to the Rest
with your favorite hosts,
Larry,
Inelia,
and Larry.
You got it.
Oh my goodness.
Your action is required. 2 million allies. Honey?
Your action is required. Your action is required.
You're up.
Me?
That's your line.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was May 2022 when I heard the request to increase our newsletter subscribers to 2.5 billion people.
2.5 billion?
Billions, yes.
Well, you don't ask much, do you?
I didn't ask.
It's a
heard the
request.
request.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know who requested it?
Well, that would be the first question I would ask if I were a mystic. It's like, who the heck is asking for 2.5 billion? I know who.
Okay, tell me.
I'm going to say the High Frequency Human Collective.
Yes, and you're right.
I just knew it because I knew it and then I seen you say it. And so I knew it.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway.
Why? I asked myself. Because the new paradigm is about high frequency connection. And that's the answer. Okay.
Say that apart again.
The new paradigm is about high frequency connection.
How do lone wolves do that?
They need to process their lone wolfness, which was a very natural and healthy response
right?
to low frequency communities, groups, and society.
Right, so if like 8 or 9 or so out of the 10 people you like associate with on a regular basis are not exactly high frequency paradigm people, you know.
Exactly.
It's a little tough to be around them all the time.
Exactly, it's very tough to be around them.
That makes sense.
Oh, she doesn't want to go.
No.
But, oh my gosh, okay, I'll try and read with her in my arms.
I'll hold it. How's that? Give you
Okay, why me?
Yes, why
I asked
you?
myself. But the answer on this time was more in the nature of being the reason behind my going public in the first place. I didn't go public to look pretty.
Wait a minute.
Or to teach people. Well, I do those two very well.
Yes, indeed, honey. You're beautiful. And you teach awesomely.
Mm-hmm. The main reason to go public was to deliver the message of empowerment to the light workers of Earth.
Ooh.
Yes, you!
2.5 billion of you?
Yes. I'm pointing at you right now. That's right.
So even though there's 2.5 billion, it's still possible a large number out of the 10 people you know aren't actually those. So maybe you should find your tribe. And then I know the 10 out of the 10 people I hang out with on a regular basis are.
Subscribe to the newsletter.
Oh, subscribe to the newsletter. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you've already received this, so you probably did. Right.
Well, no, because we're talking about it on our podcast.
True. Yes.
You may on this podcast not know what newsletter we're even talking about.
Exactly. So you can do it several ways. You can go to ineliabenz.com, subscribe there.
IneliaBenz.com, that's easy.
You can find Inelia Benz on Substack.
Yes, you could go onto Substack. There's all kinds of cool essays by tons and tons of people, including us. Mm-hmm. And in that one, we have our newsletter, plus Inelia will read it to you.
Yes.
So you don't even have to read it.
You can also go to Subscribestar.
Yeah, we do have Subscribestar.
Yes. Find Inelia Benz in Subscribestar. And also, you can go to the Telegram channel. You can join Walk With Me Now.
Yep.
You have lots of ways to connect. But this is about the newsletter. So don't just subscribe to the newsletter yourself. Mm-hmm. You can send it to all of your friends too.
Yeah, that's one of the things, right? It's kind of one of the ways that, I mean, most of the time, I'm going to just tangent here for a moment. No. Most of the times we think that all of the people that we're surrounded by are like some reason or other, not necessarily on the same program that we're on. Mm-hmm. And they oftener than not think the same.
Right.
And so when you share this with your friends and associates and family, you might find yourself surprised. Like, oh, you too?
That person?
You too?
It?
That
wow.
too? Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
That's great.
So finding each other is a good way or good use of this newsletter too. Anyways, So you can keep reading, honey.
I can?
Yeah, because it's in the first person.
All of them are. They're all in the first person.
Well,
all of the
just keep at
it. So, in May 2022, I got together with the team. Do you know what who the team is?
Yeah, I believe so. Everyone that we're working with, including Walk With Me Now people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I told them about it.
Yes. And I think I remember some reactions. Like, yes. 2.5 billion? Are you kidding me?
Yes. But...
everyone from the business side to this side to that side. So it took a little bit of,
Yes.
I mean, at first, the number, you go, yeah, let's just do the impossible, okay?
Yes.
That's first.
Right.
Just, okay, sure, a request to do the impossible.
Yeah.
We do that on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Wednesdays, we do the hard stuff.
Right.
Tuesdays for the impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it took a little bit of...
a lot of discussion.
It did.
After much discussion and processing of energies.
Such as that.
Like... what this would mean work-wise, support-wise, attention-wise, etc., etc.
What life? I don't have a life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We came up with a plan. We would start with 2 million subscribers. 2 million, not 2.5 billion.
Well,
okay.
That's not so bad.
Which translates into 2 million allies in high-frequency reality creation on Earth.
2 million
connection.
Allies.
Yes.
Those allies are the people who are helping you bring about the reality you're going through,
like
sort of reflecting back to you their frequency.
And even reading a newsletter or a project that comes through it and you go, that's really cool. That energy goes to that project.
It does.
And it's...
Honey, has anybody said how pretty your glasses are?
No, you're the first one.
They're very nice.
Thank you very much.
Just thought I'd say.
Yes. Now, that's not 2.5 billion people.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Why
a
stop
request.
at 2 million? Why stop at 2 million?
Well, I'll tell you from my side why.
Okay.
You want to know from my side?
From your side, yes. I would like to hear it.
Because despite doing impossible things on Tuesday, Tuesday seems to never show up. It's always Monday, then Wednesday. And when it's too impossible feeling, it like makes its own blocks. And so the blocks overwhelm the doing. There are some people, some individuals, if in some cases the impossible on Tuesday, I definitely do that. But it has to do with things that I'm comfortable with. When I'm not comfortable with or I don't know the answer to, I can't really do impossible things. Like I can unscrew this bolt that's impossible to take off.
No problem.
No problem. But get 2.5 billion people's attention now. Well, I've done that too.
Have you now?
But I don't remember. I might have had a bigger budget too.
Are we talking about a previous lifetime?
Yes, I do remember that now.
Yes.
So there are
larger
ways.
budget.
I did have a bigger
political sway and allies, right?
I did have allies, yeah.
Yes.
And it wasn't necessarily all
high frequency.
High frequency. It wasn't all bad, don't get me wrong. But
right.
Anyway.
Right.
So from my perspective, as one of those people whose job it is to help bring it about, as is it yours.
Yes,
that's
yours.
you.
Yeah.
His 2.5 billion was the impossible level, and 2 million. Now, I've watched people. I just watched YouTubes of this guy fixing a car that's broken on the side of the road. And I watched him go from a little bit of people watching it, and then I really liked it. And a little more people, and a little more people. Now, a couple million people watch it every week.
Exactly. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
so
not
that's why.
a big deal. So why stop at 2 million? Because it's a matter of steps. Baby steps. We decided to reach 2 million, then think about the next stage. And with the 2 million people as our allies, we get to 2.5 billion in no time at all.
That's true, because these allies
are good, powerful allies, right?
Yeah, that's only 10 people per person. That's not too many.
Yeah.
That's a doable.
Yeah.
It makes the impossible possible.
Right. So how much will it cost for people to subscribe to this 2 million people's newsletter?
The cost is absolutely $0. 0 cent, 0 dinero, 0 nothing.
To receive it.
To receive
to be part of it is
it's
zero
only
cost.
Attention and sharing. Attention is it. All
attention
of it is
and
attention.
Sharing, that's it. Attention and sharing, that's all that's required.
Because, I mean, you don't have to buy something special.
No.
I'm going to say all that 2 million, every last one of them has the means to access the newsletter.
Yes.
For zero.
Exactly.
Just their attention. Mm-hmm. Which isn't zero, but it's not zero. It's zero money.
For them.
For them.
Yes. So, where did these numbers come from? The 2.5 billion, where did that come from?
Well, I know because I already read this newsletter.
You did?
I also know because many times we've asked this question. What's the percent? What's the percent? What's the percent? Have you heard that question before?
Yes.
What percent of the population is picking the high frequency or low frequency light dark paradigm? What's the percent?
Yeah, what's the percentage?
You remember that question often, and I think it was somewhere in the 20s, 20 to 27% number.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the number is fluctuatable based on who's here.
Well, yes, of course, but also
because if we lose a
billion
light darkers, or a billion lighter, or whatever, if a billion leaves, then the percent changes.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's around 2.5 billion.
Yes.
At the time of the writing, who've picked light paradigm.
It was 2011.
That was when it was 2011.
Yes, 2011. That was the percentages from 2011.
Okay.
And they've stayed pretty stable. But like you said, as the people split, then the percentages change, right?
Right.
The number 2.5 billion number is the amount of people on Earth who have actively chosen to embody and create a higher frequency paradigm on Earth. By default, they're independent. Let's see what you are.
That's part of why you're lone wolves.
Yes,
many of us.
You are independent, intelligent.
Definitely intelligent.
Humane.
Absolutely humane.
You have a massive heart.
Yeah, pretty big heart.
And whether consciously or subconsciously, you're empowered and act out of your free will. That's you.
We call it not easily swayed.
This is us.
That's us.
Okay. Yes. We don't agree with being someone's victim. We're not afraid to be connected and be allied with 2.5 billion other light workers. Are we, darling?
Not said that way, no.
Are we, darlings?
Not if you say it that way.
Okay. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. No, I'm not going to be nobody's victim. All right. I'm going to say that again. Now as it's written.
Okay.
This is us. We don't agree with being someone's victim, and we're not afraid to be connected with and be allied with 2.5 billion other light workers. Imagine what that looks like. When we want to work on a project, for example, or even want to buy a nice house or a car, we have billions of allies to enable us to do it, support us, give us advice, or even simply nod and smile. Yeah, that would be cool for you. Adding their consent to a beautiful co-creation. And what do you think about that?
Geez, I thought that's how, when I first forayed into the planet, I thought that's how it was.
Supposed to be, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. If the team and I commit to starting with reaching, connecting, and becoming allies with 2 million people through a newsletter list, a newsletter list is the minimum connection we could think of. It's free for the recipient, and there's no time commitment for them except reading it. Then others, you can commit to and reach another few millions with your lists, and so we go on. Or if you have an interesting project, we can put it in our newsletter, and everyone can look at it, observe it, support it, and assist you in making it a reality. Right? That's powerful, right? That's really powerful. Will some exploit our newsletter list? Some might try. But we are awakened individuals with a lot of street smarts under our belts. No victim-aggressor engagement could get through us, right? I'm certain we're ready to hold this energy on Earth. The energy of high-frequency co-creation with no low-frequency engagements or traps. All my tools are designed and geared to make us strong. Eventually, we will be a network that is made up of and reaches 2.5 billion allies we need to align ourselves with in order to solidify our new reality on Earth. Are you in?
Yes, I'm totally in.
Are you in? If you're listened up to now and you're in, you have to type on Telegram or any of the other social media that we're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. Okay. That's a good idea.
Good. Excellent.
That's a good idea.
Send this email to everyone you know, or print out stickers that send light beams to ineliabenz.com. Subscribe. And there's going to be a package with pictures, ideas, and printouts you can use to get people to become an ally. And Ilia is connecting that. It's going to be a PDF file.
I did see a little bit of that. It looks so cool.
Yeah. We can do this. A baby step at a time. How will it get managed? Well, we will have a team of volunteers from Walk With Me Now who will manage the projects and requests from any allies using a sociocracy model of governance. These are very street smart people who are actively using the tools and are extremely diligent in turning every stone and looking at all possibilities before a project or request gets sent out to the list, including any items I might want to manifest or get help with myself.
Cool. So it won't be a free-for-all.
Free-for-all. No. It's going to be really well managed in full integrity, mystics and street smarts and even lawyers looking at it, each thing, right? And I was even thinking that once we have this massive newsletter list, then what we can do is say, put in a thing like every 6 months, somebody can submit a project, right? And we have 6 months to look at it together. And like I said, a lot of the request is for you to just look at it and say, yep, I'm in agreement for this person to manifest that. That's it. And some other people might come in with other, some skills maybe, or funds, or locations, or say, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I wanted to manifest myself. Would you become a partner in this co-creation?
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times somebody said, I really want it X, Y, Z. And I think, but there's like 10 people here want to do that too.
Yes.
And they've all said it. And I know you've heard them say it.
I know, yes.
So how could you not hear them?
Right.
It's really weird. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have noticed it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just me.
No. I think that's part of what we're trying to move out of. And for somebody to subscribe to the newsletter and see this project through, it's a baby step also, right? Because their investment and their exposure to this energy is minimal if they want it to be minimal. Just open the message, read it, that's it. Minimal, right? Nothing else is required. And once we get to the 2 million, we're going to look and see and get guidance on where to take it next, right? And the group from Walk With Me Now who are going to run this, they haven't organized themselves yet. I don't know who's going to be in it from that group, but I have some sense of it. Yeah. But I know that it exists throughout time and space. Now you might think, well, I want to be in that group. Well, you know where to go, right? And part of it is how long you've been there and how engaged you are, how well are you using the tools. How good are you at learning to step out of the lone wolf and step into healthy group dynamic and be able to interact and work within a healthy group dynamic, right? So,
yeah, we've learned so many, I guess, bad habits in our healthy group dynamic by mixed groups, in a sense, right? In order to have a healthy group that's light dark, there are some things you need to have, boundaries and things like that, and sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and things that we've
not
learned.
Healthy groups, though. I was getting confused there. Those are not healthy groups.
They are healthy light dark groups.
Oh, for the light dark, yes.
But we bring those same things into our light groups.
Because that's all we know.
Because that's all we know.
Right.
And
we all went through the educational system.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing we've been looking at.
Yes. We've all worked for companies here. Not all of us, but some of us. And we've all engaged in the corrupted group dynamic that has been programmed into and really pushed on the planet big time.
Yep.
Again, don't fall into the victim-aggressor cycle here.
Hey,
it's just data. It's information. It's what we've done as a species here on the Earth. So, and now we're moving out of it. So we're making that trail, right?
Right. And that's part of the group and the function and sociocracy and things like that. It's part of how to learn how to function as a healthy, light paradigm group.
Yeah.
So it takes a bit of skills and practice and training and retraining and unlearning and unschooling and all these other words that you've probably heard before.
And also the sociocracy part.
Yes.
We've been playing with it in Walk With Me now with lots and lots of different aspects of the platform and the groups within it and in other platforms as well. And I have found it to be a really good system if used correctly, but obviously sometimes we just
use the part we like and skip the part we're like, I don't want to do that.
But generally speaking, I have found it to be really good. And sometimes even it's almost like a bridge that takes you from the light dark experience of a group into the light group as you learn and grow in yourself and can take steps to trust in yourself and take steps into healing your ego and all these type of things. Why do I mention that part? It's because often when we're in a group, the ego will be about the I, me, and myself, and also what do other people think about me, and will I say something? I see a red flag, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm probably wrong. Nobody else said anything, or I don't know. I just want them to like me at a subconscious level usually, so I'm not going to say anything. Oh well, or the other one. Oh yeah, that was really bad, but they probably have a good reason. They probably have a good reason for doing that. And all of those are not healthy responses at all. And often we've been seeing, you're going to be getting a class soon and all sorts of things. Because we've been seeing aspects of light workers, especially workers who use my tools and start slowly becoming what we might call mystics on Earth. They become very powerful, able to do. And sometimes they do oopsies. So we're going to be doing classes around that and to try and bring
the skill and the information and
the
even the knowing is
the knowing.
Bring the knowing to like conscious level. Again, it's like the things that you know.
And I don't know if anybody else knows
the things that I know, but you don't know what I don't know.
I don't know what you know, and I don't know what I don't know.
We don't know.
No, I don't know.
But we're figuring it out.
Yes.
Fast.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes. So those are interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things just popped into my mind, actually. I wanted to say at the start of our podcast, but I forgot. I'd like to thank Dan Curtier again. He really is bailing us out of financial situations.
His timing is impeccable.
Your timing is impeccable, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's individuals like Dan who allows us Larry and I, to be able to work on free content, freely accessible content, so much of it, because there's individuals like Dan who sends us donations on a monthly basis, and significant donations that actually we can pay the bills with or fix the roof, or this month help Lucy who, her tab went to $12,000 on the hospital. So that all helps and enables us to be able to do all this stuff that we do for free.
Instead of the other stuff.
Right. Instead of going off and fishing or going to work at some company.
It's really hard to sit here on the boat.
As a communication communications expert somewhere, earning $300,000-$400,000 a year, which would be very easy for me to do. Do this instead. And it's so funny because if you work on this type of thing, it's almost like this request, the subscriber list. I'm thinking, that's the request that came through. And why is it has to be an item that's free? I don't know, but I do trust it because I truthed it. I used the truthing tools for it, the tools, and it's like accurate. It's accurate. And I remember when I was first requested to go public, there was no reason for me to create, let's say, the Ascension 101 course. Right? There wasn't. I just, deliver the message of empowerment. How do we do that? I have to learn how to what? And then do some interviews and boom, it's done, right? And then I can get on with my life and do my career, whatever's. And that higher human collective and Gaia said, we're going to download the Ascension 101 course because this is going to be what supports you while you do this work for the human collective. And so people will buy it and then you can pay your rent and your mortgage and your food and take care of your kids. I never thought about that. That's brilliant. Yeah. You can actually energy exchange. We can be supported on Earth doing this stuff, right? I thought, that's amazing. I love it, right? So it did, and it has. And since then, we found other energy lines that we can use. However, I can perceive and see and sense that on the planet itself, and there's even maybe responsibilities or other aspects, including like how we're going to pay for the 2 million subscribers for the service that we're going to have to pay for delivering those newsletters, right? And all these things come in, but I get a sense of trust. I don't have to worry about it. It's going to resolve itself. And when we get like the donations from Dan, for example, and a few others as well. Thank you so much, especially those individuals who sent money for Lucy's vet bill this month.
My goodness.
We didn't actually advertise it or announce it, I should say, anywhere else. But yeah, that was pretty harsh on our budget. And it's like, it's taken care of. But in a responsible way, in a way in which we can respond. So we do all this free stuff by choice, not because of righteousness, not because you can't charge for spiritual things, or if you're a light worker, then money's evil and you must not get any, or any of those programs. Those are disempowering victim aggressor programs. We do not subscribe to them at all, okay? However, we can send out this message to people who don't even know us and have no investment in who we are. And that we can get support for that, right? Mm-hmm. Through the sale of all our courses and classes, through the individuals who subscribe to Walk With Me Now, and through the amazing donations that individuals send to us. So we know that the Human Collective has our back. And it's that energy, actually, that we move forward through and are able to live comfortably somewhere nice and all the things that we'd like to do and the things that get requested, like get 2 million subscribers. So we know that the Human Collective, you have our back. And that's the energy. There's no right or wrong about money or anything. I would be very happy if one of you sent me like $2 million, right? I could do a lot of stuff with that. We could fix our roof, this leaky roof at home. We could do all sorts of the projects and maybe even a cartoon series of all the novels. And oh my gosh, we could do so much. Not with just 1 million, maybe send us 1 billion. That would be better. But anyways, we have a lot of energy and a lot of sight and also lots of allies and people who can help us. So I know that you have our back, and I just wanted to make sure that I announced it and thanked everybody who have been supporting us, both through donations, but also bothering to go to the website and says, okay, I don't believe in donations, but I'll get a course or a class or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That's fine too. And it's really great when you actually take the class and do it and do the exercises.
Yeah, it pays back. It's like cutting firewood.
Yes.
If you're in the woods in Alaska and you go cut firewood, my dad always said you get warm twice.
Oh, when you're cutting the wood
and when you cut it and when you burn it, yeah. It's like, geez. It still felt like muddy work. But when you grow up, you go like, he wasn't so far from right. That's true.
That's actually true.
You feel good when you're done with a day of nice. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. So, yeah, buying a course and doing it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots. Then just one thing comes from that.
So, ineliabenz.com, you know where to go. And concentrate on getting the subscribers in, okay? So individuals have posted on their local stores, announcement boards.
With a little tear-off tabs with the website on it. And, a little something, a little excerpt. In this case, I think it's fair to say, if you're going to do something like that, they could take a copy of the newsletter or a bit of a newsletter or a bit of a topic.
It's going to be a PDF file with all the things. Just print it out and you can choose whatever you want from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I know when I've looked at those bulletin boards.
Yeah.
And usually you see like my dog's lost and I'm selling this tractor part and then there over here is like this, that, or the other. And every now and then I see like, whoa, like, what's that doing there? Yeah. Holy cow. Yeah. Got that. I'm going to take a picture of that one actually.
Yeah.
So that would be what these will be like.
Yeah, they'll be nice. And, if you're an artist, make a beautiful painting and do the little Inelia Benz things.
And you know where to share it.
You know where to share it.
Share it at Walk With Me Now or share it at Talk With Me Now.
Yeah.
That's the Telegram channel.
Yes. There's Inelia Benz.
Inelia Benz public chat. That's on Telegram.
Uh-huh. Right.
There's pretty sure there's comment thread on Substack.
Yes.
Yeah. There's an email.
There's an email.
People could email.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Lots of ways to get in contact. Not hidden. Not hidden in any way.
No.
And even if you're subscribing to the newsletter, there's links. Little blue things. You push on the blue things.
Yes.
Takes you right there.
It's right, yeah.
It's easy.
Telegram, IneliaBenz.com and all that stuff.
Right. So the challenge to get a couple million, we take it seriously on our side.
We do.
So we have marching orders for things that we're doing, projects that we're beginning. Like we have a microphone and we have lights and we have the equipment so that when we talk to you, you can hear us without a lot of distraction or disruption or bad noise or this and that. Our computer, pretty video, so it looks nice. So it's not going to get in the way there. We have a code name that I'm in the way of, that I'm trying very hard to get out of the way of. That will help with that. And so I'm doing a lot of work in that way. And, there are a lot of things we're doing that we don't talk about it on a podcast anymore so much because this is a time to focus on structure, the structure of the newsletters coming every week, staying in line, in sync, able to take them in and hold them in and embody the message and do the action.
Absolutely, yes.
This is a time for that. And this type of action is how you create the new paradigm.
Yes.
The one that we want to, hang out in.
Exactly, right. Yeah.
So.
And... the least, if you don't even want to post any posters and you don't want to subscribe to the newsletter and you don't want to do any of those things, at least you can support by saying, I support these guys. This is cool. I think they should get those 2 million subscribers and they should grow to 2.5 billion subscribers. Absolutely, yes. I say yes. So, or you can do both. Just subscribe, send it around and say, yes, absolutely yes. I agree.
Yep. Oh boy. Feel good and complete for this week?
Oh, yes.
If you really, really want to hear more, we'll talk about this for at least another hour.
Oh, absolutely.
On the second hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ilya and Adelina will get in their questions about, I'm sure they had some about 2.5 billion. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting conversation.
It will.
Second hour is at Subscribestar, right?
Yes. Second hour, Subscribestar and Walk With Me Now. They both have the second hour.
Okay. See you there, honey.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too. One of the things.
This is your line, baby.
This is my line, baby.
Oh, this is your line, baby.
This is my line, baby.
Let's see.
Do I need to read?
You're going to.
Okay, let me get my glasses then. Let's get ready properly here. Squinting at the page.
We're recording now, so we're not squinting at anything. I could see just fine. Well, Can you help me, peepers?